He is the regular starting centre for Galatasaray Live Hospital, Istanbul. He is 30 years old. He was born in England, but is of African origins, and he has the most curious name of all the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
My full name is Nana Papayao Dwayne Mensah-Bonsu. My first name actually means royalty in Ghana. My middle name, which is Yao, Papayao, where everybody gets the pops from, is in Ghana. Whatever day you were born, every child inherits the name of that day. And I was born on Thursday, so I got the Papayao. Mensah-Bonsu, it means third son and whale. It's a name that was given to my family because an ancestor of mine supposedly killed a whale. People like to play with that a lot, but yeah, that's how I got my name.
As well as having Ghanaian roots, both his parents were Protestant ministers, instilling in Pops a deep religious belief.
I grew up, in the church. I called my mom and dad to pray with them before every game, and right before the game starts, I like to go somewhere private on the court, and I put my jersey over my head. I say a quick prayer, and I just try to calm myself down of any nerves that I have.
As well as his faith in God, there was also often room for some unusual rituals on the court.
I used to be very superstitious to the point where I used to chew gum before a game, and one game I, put the packet of gum, one of the piece in my sock to remember to eat it, but I never did. I played the game, I had a great game, and then I realized after the game the gum was still in my sock. So the next game, I put another piece of gum there, so.
However, this superstition faded as time went by.
A couple years ago, we traveled to the Czech Republic, I think, to play a Euro Challenge game, and they lost our bags, so we had nothing. I have a pair of shorts that the person who taught me how to play the game, he passed away a few years ago, and the last pair of shorts he saw me wear, I wear those under every game, every uniform I play in. But those shorts were with our uniforms, and they lost out. And I was kind of panicking. I was like, how am I going to play? I've played every game with these shorts, and something just told me that I have to get rid of these superstitious things. I have to just play. So now I would just do things differently just to show to myself that I'm not superstitious. So, some games I'll go out and shoot at a certain time, and then the next game I won't shoot, just to see if, if anything is different. And usually it's not. It's all within the mind. Basketball is 80% mental.
Being born in a country where everyone loves soccer and basketball is not too popular, and also having started playing a long way from home, are all things that have shaped his character.
Being born in London, in a country that, basketball is fairly unknown, and then moving to the United States just to go to school. And I didn't start playing until I was 14, 15. So, I've always had to adapt quickly and always had to work a little harder to keep up with everybody else because of my late start. The adaptation for me is something that is second nature.
Despite his numerous commitments as a player, Pops has completed his studies, something he hopes will help him in the future away from basketball.
I took a class my first year in school, and I just loved psychology, and I loved everything about it. And I felt like what it did for me was I could use in my everyday life, on the court, off the court. I remember I had a course about neuropsychology, which is psychology of the brain, and it was really probably one of the hardest classes I've ever had to do. Now I've got my degree in psychology, so, something I can always be proud of.
And who knows, maybe one day Pops will use his experience and his degree helping kids in Africa that have not been as lucky as he has.
It saddened me to see somebody who had potential, not be able to use it. And I saw myself in a lot of these kids. I saw kids at the age of, 15, 16 at 6'7", but they've never really had the the experience or the teaching to learn from the game. They've never really had basketball shoes. So I made it my goal to try and help these kids as much as possible. And, you know, I really feel like the future is in Africa. You know, it's a huge continent. There's talent everywhere.
In Ghana, in Europe or elsewhere, on the court or off it, Pops' motto is always a positive one.
Tough times don't last, but tough people do.